Today I wanted to share the current system I use to actually follow through with habits. Build habits that don't fall apart at the instance. Watch a video, or I'll hear a podcast, or I'll read something, and immediately I'm like, that is something I need to be doing every day. It's like going for walks, or tracking my calories, or working deeply. And then time goes by, things come up, and what I've realized is it's usually not that the habit is so difficult. I forget to prioritize things because work happens, and life happens, and relationships happen. Things just happen in life. A lot of the times, those habits that could be really influential and are very important get kind of pushed to the wayside. Today, I am going to share my system for keeping these habits on top of mind. How to just keep them in front of you and keep track of how you're doing them. This has been the best way for me to keep up with regular routines, behaviors, and actually follow through. Because that's really what we want, right? We want to just figure out what's the way that I'm actually going to do this thing. The most successful thing I used in the past before this current one was a habit tracker. List out how many habits you want to keep every day, and then you just hit the button. Tomorrow they're all so there's too much rigidity. Rules that are both strong, but that also bend a little bit. It's like building a building. Like, you don't want a building that the second wind hits it, breaks and falls down. You want a little bit of bend, but not enough bend that it doesn't have any structure. And so that's why that habit tracking thing ended up not working, because I missed a habit one day and then that was it. Completely just lost the whole system. It didn't have any more power in my head because I didn't have that 300-day streak going anymore. That was a couple years ago. And this year I found something similar. This one has a little bit more give to it. Like, it allows me to miss days without breaking. This is honestly like the simplest thing you're ever going to see. You're going to be like, what? Why is there a whole video about this? Simply a monthly table of habits. Down the first column are my habits. I write out all those. If I do it that day, I check it off. Or there are some that I do tallies. Like deep work, I do tallies because there are many days where I do more than 1 hour. And that's how I measure my focus work, is by how many hours. A lot of work days I do more than 1 hour deep work, so I tally those off. There are a couple other ones like weight I put in there, and sleep score. Those are not going to be checks or X's. Those are going to be numbers. But the majority of other boxes are just X's. Now, this provides a lot of structure because I have all these things every day. This is one of the only things that is always on my desk because it needs to be right in front of me. It's a reminder to me of what is important to me and the behaviors that I decide on every month. What I've noticed is that there are some behaviors that I don't do that often. Like lately, run. Run is on there. That just means go for any kind of run. And I think I've done 3 this month. Recording podcasts, that doesn't happen that often. It's not like a daily occurrence. It's maybe twice a week. So that's much less often as well. Other ones that I would like to keep up with are not eating past 7. That one I've been very inconsistent with, but that I would like to increase. So there's a mix. Like this system allows for habits that don't happen every day, and then habits that do or ideally do happen every day. There are more X's on days where I follow up with my habits, and it's visually satisfying to see. One of the first months I did this, I started out and I was barely hitting any of my habits. There were things I wanted to do, but they weren't yet built-in habits. And throughout the month, I got to see X's filling in. At the beginning of the month, it was like 4 X's on the first column, and then slowly it built up. And on the right side of the page, it was like a gradient, getting darker and darker. So it's very satisfying to see visual indicators of progress and success. This is also adaptable. Every month I fill one of these out. That gives me a lot of freedom at the beginning of the month to decide what is important for me this month. What do I want to accomplish, and what's going to help me do that? One I just added on was crate training for my dog. My dog's always been super anxious, and last month she had an incident where she got put in her crate when I wasn't home, and she hated it. And it probably took us like 10 steps in the wrong direction in terms of getting her comfortable in her crate. So I realized throughout her life, the past 2 years, I've been wanting to crate train her, and I've had periods where I'm like, okay, let me try crate training her, and then I just forget. For me at least, I almost run out of stuff to pick up and clean. Yeah, so this is the habit tracker. This is one of the more powerful systems I've used. Super simple, but the key points are just to keep it in front of you. Put it somewhere where you're gonna see it every day. Do the physical version, because the physical one, you can see your progress over time. Over the month, you can see how you're more consistent with. Don't limit yourself to daily habits. Like I mentioned, the podcast, I'm not going to do that every day. I don't plan on ever doing that every day. I don't run every day. I don't plan on running every day. Allow yourself leeway, but then also pick habits that you would like to stay consistent with and potentially would like to increase. Maybe I'm not planning on working out every day, but I would like to work out more, and I would like to work out more consistently. Let me put this on my habit tracker, and now I'm going to get to see the direct progress. I'm going to get to see those X's filling in and let that contribute to my entire habit regimen. And then the last point is to update it every month. So don't get set in your habits. If you write a habit one month, that does not need to stick with you to the next. Take a moment at the beginning of each month to actually think about, like, what do I want to change this month? What do I want to bring on? And what do I want to continue? That's the point of this, is to allow yourself freedom to miss days, but also get some positive reinforcement when you do hit them. Peace.